Hey, good day to you. This is Ray, founder of Forex 100. So today on the midweek market analysis, let's have a look on euro dollar. We can see a bit of consolidation that happened, and there is a bit of what we call a magic candle over here. But a PD of that is before that is a bullish candle. Then you have this magic candle. So we do need more confirmation if you are looking for a buying opportunity. So there is a breakout formation, all right, over here, and we shall see how it goes. All right, so it's a lot of observation. Down to the 4-hour chart, this is what we have, a zoom in version of the sideways consolidation, and this is on the 1-hour chart. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. All right, so my analysis over here, there is this sideways consolidation that it has break and close below of it. So supposedly with this bullish candle and magic candle, it does promote a bearish movement. However, I'm just not quite comfortable with this at this moment. Need a bit of further confirmation on this. And there is a bearish godly pattern at a much higher price at 1.1313 area. Okay, so to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, this bad pattern is most likely a failure. We just keep it for a while. Who knows if it shoot all the way up and have a bit of confirmation of reversal, then it can still be valid. If not, I don't think so. But I do see that these few days before the close of weekend, we will have another big movement, another violent movement, just like yesterday or even more than yesterday. All right, so on the 1-hour chart, this is my trade plan. Okay, so just now on the bigger time frame, I did share about that I'm not comfortable to sell, but on this 1-hour time frame, it's a total different story on this. Okay, so let me just get these adjust. All right. Okay, so if you might wonder why I use a channel for plotting a sell zone instead, because I find that by using a channel, I can send an alert if I want to. And of course, right now I did not, but it doesn't mean that during this trade setup I won't be doing that. So right now I'm looking at this trend line. Okay, so drawing a trend line is art. My rules are simple. You just draw from the high to the next high, and try to avoid cutting any candles unnecessarily. Sometimes this kind of spike you have to choose to ignore. The angle should be about 30 to 45 degrees for a general gradient trend line, and those highly accelerated one is a different story. All right, so I'm waiting for a retest at this area, and I'm observing very close if it break above and close above this level. If it does, the next level I'm looking very closely is if it break and close above this high over here. If it does not, then it is still okay for me to short. So I'm waiting for confirmation for a shorting opportunity on euro dollar. Based off the 1-hour chart is trend trading. Although we don't have a lot of movement towards the recent support, is at 1.077. But it's still a good 90 to 100 pips movement, depend on your entry. So for short-term trade, the reward is to risk ratio is still great. All right, so yep, happy to see that you have a strong strategy. You can use any strategies that you're comfortable with, and there's no need for you. In fact, we do not encourage anyone, even our subscriber, to follow us blindly. We do share our analysis based on our 18 trading rules and strategies, and I do a fixed pair, 12 pairs with 3 time frame. That's about it. And of course, you can develop your own. That's fine. Okay, so pound dollar on the daily chart, very very strong bearish movement, but I do see that it's not the right time or not the most optimal time to short it yet, because I'm waiting for 1.2743, a retest of the previous resistance. All right, previous support right now turned resistance, so I'm waiting at this level for a retest. To the 4-hour chart, this is what we have. 4-hour chart, we have an arrow for a trend trading towards the upside, based off the lower time frame, of course. Based off the 4 hour time frame, it is a bullish buying opportunity. Down to the 1 hour chart, very bearish movement. So we have 1 hour bearish, daily bearish, and 4 hour bullish. Back to daily, let me share with you my analysis. Okay, so my analysis over here, this is a bullish crab pattern, and its final take profit level is about 1.2743. To the 4 hour chart, this is what I'm waiting for. The trend trading opportunity, it does enable me to do a trend extension, because based on the immediate time frame, it is having a resistance at a potential higher price. So what happened is that I'm waiting for a confirmation, but a consolidation that happens right before the completion of the D price can be quite a concern. To myself, and that's that. Okay. To the 1 hour chart, this is what we have. Very interesting. This morning I did my analysis. You see, for the 1 hour chart, it can change quite fast, so remember to do a update on that. 1 hour chart, there is also another buying opportunity about cost. In this case, because of this retracement, is even better. Yeah, so this is an equal distance move. You know, harmonic pattern have changed so much in the recent years, and it is important that you are keep up to date. A lot of trainers out there are not keeping up to date as well at this level. The truth is, even if you pass this level, you still can trade based on other filters and other rules. So if you want the most updated one, you can just drop me a message and stuff like that. We can link up after the session. Yeah, so give me a while. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so I'm waiting for a buying opportunity on the pound dollar. I'll only look for a shorting opportunity after the market head up to the 1.2744 level. Okay, so that's my trade plan for pound dollar. To the next pair, dollar yen. On the daily chart, is very similar like the euro dollar. It doesn't present a direct trend. In fact, there is no trend over here. We can put it as a sideways, a ranging or distribution market movement, but based off the daily chart, there's no trend. Okay, it's not showing a bullish or bearish movement. On the 4 hour chart, this is what we have. Very interesting. You see, there are another ways to really see that the overall market is more bullish or bearish. If let's say there isn't a prevailing, or rather a strong trending movement, then it will be those that is you can look across and screen across to see that if there's more black candles or white candles, in this case the black are bearish, the white are bullish, and you can also see the length of the candle. Yeah, so size does matter in trading. Yeah, so the longer it is, it shows that it is strong in that direction overall. Okay, so 4 hour chart is just a zoom in of this consolidation happening. One thing for sure in trading is that when consolidation happens, expansion definitely happens. Okay, so we are waiting for the expansion and the retracement for a confirmed move. Alright, so 1 hour chart, you can see that it went into consolidation as well. Good news for breakout traders. Let's have a look on my analysis. Daily chart, I do not have any trade plan on it. 4 hour chart, very interesting setup. I have multiple buying opportunity. Traders who have engaged for a short over here, well, you may really have to watch closely for your target extension. If you have any other extended targets, what you want to look for is a break and close below this low over here, which is 10689, below this low price. Okay, so once that happen, you can pretty much have a higher probability of a downwards movement. Okay, However, traders who only engage below this level as a new trade have to factor in the reward is to risk ratio to see if it's a healthy ratio. If market break and close below the price, then at 10420 I'm waiting for a buying opportunity. If it go down deeper at 10237, I'm looking for a buying opportunity as well. Okay, so these are the two levels I'm looking at to break the fall, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so going just to set an alert over here. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so dollar yen is a 4-hour chart, and it is a ABCD pattern. Alright, so this message will straight away go to my community group. We use the webhook notification. So once that happen, students that has been taught by me, they saw this message, they can make their decision if they are going to engage a trade. That's the wonderful part about it. Down to the 1-hour chart. This is the 1-hour chart that we have. One bearish movement. Okay, of course you can plot a back pattern, which I doubt will happen. So just watch closely, don't clutter your charts with too many analysis and got yourself confused here. So let us go to the next pair. And towards the end, I'll be sharing oil for today. Yesterday I saw it fall. Yeah, I slept late last night. It's not because I was watching the chart. I was chatting and the conversation came out with oil. Then I have a look at it. It went to as low as 880 last night based on my charting. My price, I got it. Then I was like, okay, interesting. Feel like buying, date certain. Did not engage the trade. So that's just me. I need a bit more confirmation before I enter for a counter trend move. So right now I'm eyeing closely. In fact, I have all my alerts set, my trade plan set, my trade management set for one of my special account. Alright, so Euro yen. Oh wow, this pair is quite a bummer. It's not an easy pair to trade, because on a higher time frame, on the weekly chart, this is on a important support level. But you can see, in trading, we have to really bring ourselves out of this obsession. When we have a trade plan or whatsoever, we are pretty obsessed on the outcome and this and that, correct? If you have been trading quite some time, you get what I mean. So when you enter a trade, you went up, have not hit a target profit, it came down, take out stop loss entry. The next thing you're thinking of, buying again. Then happen again, buying again, happen again. So one part of you is like, this thing have to go up, it has tested so many times. But logically, if you go and think about it, if it has come down so many times, what does it also tell you? It doesn't have a strong strength to push it up. You have to remember that. And you will start to need to use more calculated approach. I'm not asking you to stop buying it, but you might want to look at a level that is giving you such a great reward is the risk ratio, and you can't resist it. But at the same time, you have to look for some form of confirmation before you can enter the trade, if you get what I mean. So let me jump to the 4-hour chart. So there is a huge retracement. In fact, it retraced back into my entry price, but of course before it happened, I've exited, got some profits. Yeah, quite happy about it. So right now waiting for a deeper entry. If not, I will just grab this trade. To the 1-hour chart, this is what we have right now. Okay, it came back down even slightly lower than my entry. Then it start to have a bit of bouncing up. I'm not interested, no longer interested to enter a trade over here. Okay, because I have a new low. So I'm waiting for a retest at this level. And it doesn't mean that I'll place a buy limit. You see, my alert say that wait for confirmation. So different pairs, I do have different rules based on the market movement, based on what the market is trying to tell me through the candles. Alright. So back to the daily chart, let me share a few of my analysis. Alright, so my analysis, in fact, let's go to weekly and share with you why I'm so crazy about this trade. There is a bullish bet that happened over here, and the profits is huge. To the first target, we're talking about 1,200 pips of profits. So yeah, you hear me right, it's 1,002. So that's why my eyes is on this pair, and of course there are 2 to 3 more products. I'm eyeing it. That means I'm watching it very, very closely. If I have set up that's around that area, I can literally stop everything else that I'm doing, because these are the what we call the trade of the year. Okay, it's a concept that I have since 2014, or in fact after 2014, after I have earned 1,400 over pips in a single trade on euro dollar. Okay, so ever since I start to look into my trading strategies, my money management, and see how can I improve it further and bring it to the next level, having even a lower risk and a higher returns. All right, so on the 4-hour chart, or rather on the daily chart, sorry. Okay, so these are one of the price you can look at, 11639 definitely. But what I want to say is that you see bearish candle and 1 2 3 4, this is the 5th candle. So my students know that if this is not a bullish engulfing by the end of today, which means by 5 a.m, then this trade is as good as gone. If I turn off everything, my analysis, you can see that there is a strong support line over here. But at the same time, what does the market is trying to tell you? Lower high, lower high, lower, much lower high. So it is telling you that there is a pressure towards the downside, and you really can't ignore that. If you do not have enough clue, you see this is our formula, special formula for our RSI. You can see this was the previous low. We have a RSI divergence. That's good news for people who are looking to buy. But right now, you see, although we have a bit of the divergence, but we don't have a very strong case to buy over here, at least not at this time frame. To the 4-hour chart, let's see. On the 4-hour chart, these are the candle close you have to see very, very closely. And this is when you have to check your live feed to see if this low break and close below this low price. Very, very important. I would rather miss a trade than to get myself stung out. Alright. So on the 1-hour chart, this is what I have. Of course, this is the immediate support that you can see. Well supported. Good news for people who are still in this trade. But myself, I'm looking this as an X to A to B, maybe to a next high, then all the way down to the next level. And that's none other than a harmonic pattern. Alright, so just now I have hidden my drawing, right? So you see, I have so many buying signal. 4-hour chart, just on daily chart, we have a sharp. 4-hour chart, we have a bad pattern. In fact, it hit the first target. Right now, it's known as a type 2 bad. Is one of the re-entry opportunity. But those who manage to enter 11649, definitely you can chill about it. But those who are caught in the midst of here, then I would say that my personal take is, I'll rather wait for a better entry opportunity to engage this trade. Alright, so this is on the 1-hour chart. Really waiting for a retest of this area. If not, I'm really not interested. My stop will go below this level. Okay, 11612, you have to go below it. Okay, so by doing this, I can have a, with my reward is to risk, last night I've calculated, I can have a 18:1 reward is to risk ratio, up to 20:1. It depends on my entry price. Okay, sounds good. 18:1, you hear it right. Okay, so pound yen, we don't have anything much. I pretty much color code my analysis. On the daily chart, bearish movement also. Over here is a small consolidation. You can wait for market to retrace into this area. To the 4-hour chart, this is what we have. 1 hour bearish movement. This is when the counter trend traders will start to see, hey, I'm looking for a buying opportunity. But you know, you can't just trade all the retests of support and double bottom and stuff like that. You see, this level is a no man's land, you know. It doesn't hit any important level. Or rather, it has break and close below one of the important supports level. Hi Mike. Do I know you personally? Alright, so if this is going as a support level, I would prefer something like a 130, still a 200 pips away. So I'm not interested. I'm really not interested to look for a buying opportunity over here. So since we spotted this, right, don't mind me to really draw out this level. So I can wait. Okay, so what I will typically do is that I will make sure that it only shows on, well, 4 hours might be okay. Let's have a look. You see, it's amazing. Alright, so 4 hours is okay. I'll keep my analysis there. So I will add an alert, because as you know, so many pairs, right? And I super zoom out this area. I will need this. Pound yen, H1. This is a demand zone. Okay, so only at those level I'll wait for things like a double bottom. Yes, sometimes I might miss the setup, but once I enter a trade, do you want to enter a trade that give you a profit very, very fast, or hit your stop loss very fast, or you prefer a trade that really moves so slow for profit and stop loss, and it really wastes your time and wastes your margin and stuff like that? So I want a fast reaction, and you only get fast reaction at important supports and resistance level most of the time. Okay, back to daily chart. Let me share with you my analysis. Daily chart, this is the sell zone I'm looking for a shorting opportunity. To the 4 hour. On the 4 hour chart, it's pretty straightforward. This is a daily chart sell zone. So either it go up to this level, I'm looking for sell. If not, down to this level, then I'm looking for a buying opportunity. Okay. To the 1 hour chart, nothing much over here. So let's say if there's a harmonic pattern that actually show up, I don't take away that possibility of engaging the trade, but I have to see what will be the candle formation like. Okay, so this was the last bullish movement. Market break the low one time. I need another break for a trend trading opportunity. Okay, but however, if it go up to the consolidation zone, why not, right? Okay, so to the next pair. New Zealand yen on the daily chart, bearish movement, then it went into a bit of consolidation. It did not go and break and close above the high, yeah? So take note of this. Okay, so well resisted level. Traders, you can observe at this high for a shorting opportunity, 200 pips away. Of course, you have to see how the candle form. That's very important. 4 hour chart, a bit of consolidation that happens over here. To the 1 hour chart, this is what we have. There's a setup over here. Okay, so back to daily, let me share with you my analysis. Alright, so this is the another trade that I'm focusing on, a trade of the year. You see this thing known as the hop level. That's pretty much an updated way of trading the harmonic pattern. So in fact, when the candle move, it does touch 62.20, a buying opportunity at the time for me. But I choose not to, because you can imagine that over here, just imagine this entire movement is a bearish candle. And if we just ignore all these candle, it looked pretty bearish, right? And imagine this one was moving here. Alright, so my rules doesn't allow me to engage the trade for a buying opportunity. Okay, so I was waiting for a retest. Of course, in this case, you see that retest never happened. So it doesn't matter, because over here I can wait for another setup, sharp pattern, a retest a much lower price to engage the trade. In trading, you just have to remember, never beat yourself up if you was eyeing an opportunity and you choose not to engage and it turned out become very profitable. It's fine. Just wait for the next trade setup and follow your trading rules. Is much more important than anything else. Okay, down to the 1 hour chart, this is what we have. As you can see, I'm waiting for the very extended move towards the downside. I can wait for a retracement at 65.28 for a shorting opportunity. Okay. To the next pair, we are halfway there. Okay, so to the New Zealand dollar, bearish movement. Okay. It has a break and close above this retracement, but it doesn't change the trend because this was the previous high. It has to break above and close above 64.55, and another break of the high before I can say it's a bullish trend. Right now it's still bearish. On the 4-hour chart, this is what we have. Let's see. Market break and close above the high 1 time, 2 times. So right now it's on a bullish trend for the 4-hour chart. To the 1 hour, this is it. Okay. Oh, in fact, there is one big bullish opportunity, or rather a bullish harmonic pattern setup for you to buy as a counter trend trade. Later we can take a look. To the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. Daily chart, this is an added alert. This is Deep Godly trading at X. A lot of harmonic pattern traders don't recognize this kind of setup and they don't trade it. Myself, based on my experience on the currency pair I'm trading and time frame I'm trading, it is perfect for me. Not just it yields a great reward is to risk ratio. It has quite a high hit rate from my experience in terms of profitability. At least it hit my first target. Down to the 4-hour chart, this is what we have. Immediate sell zone over here. Apart from that, nothing much. Alright, in fact, if you want to plot it, it's a potential harmonic pattern, but it's still too early to say. To the 1-hour chart, I want to share with you something. It's quite a shame over here. I did share this trading setup with my community, but I told them that I'm waiting for a retest. So it is solely up to your rules, and because they know the stops and targets, the only thing that is different is the entry. I just not the one to enter at 60.74. I prefer to enter at 60.93. You might say, hey Rain, that's just 19 pips apart. You see, you miss this trend. Yes, 19 pips apart might not be a lot when you see the profits. Of course, if I know this happened, I will engage a trade. But based on my trade rules, I will not. The reason is very simple. When I enter 19 pips later, which means that I have to pay 19 pips more in terms of stop loss. At the same time, I earn 19 pips lesser to my targets 1 and 2. Alright, so I take 2 positions in target 2 and 1 position in target 1. So that will be multiplied by 3. So that 19 pips is equal workout to close to a 57 pips movement. Okay, so what actually concerns me is this circle eclipse over here that I did. Okay, I must say it's quite a good setup. You have 2 trading strategy that converge in the same area. Okay, but reward is to risk is affected. Don't engage the trade. So you just have to remember that every decision that you make in trading is a trade-off. There's no one decision is the best than the other. The one that is the best is the one that is closest to your trading or to your personality, I would say. Okay, so that's a New Zealand dollar. Okay, so let us go to the next pair. Aussie dollar on the daily chart. Can see that bearish movement over here is a bearish trend. Market is moving downwards and this is consolidation area. Pretty straightforward. The only thing is a lot of new traders will find that, oh, it's buying opportunity. They forget to look at the big picture, starting from the starting point to see whether the overall trend is bullish or bearish. Down to the 4-hour chart, going into a bit of consolidation, but at the same time can see a lower high and a lower low, lower close. So what does it tell you? Potential weakness of trend. Okay, doesn't mean that I'm going to sell. Okay, down to the 1-hour chart, this is what we have over here. Okay, back to daily, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis over here, there is a bearish bad pattern, rather a deep bearish bad pattern, which is quite good because it go into the consolidation area. Okay, to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, over here we have a break and close below, and it's right now below this upward trend line. In fact, I am watching very closely. You can even draw a channel over here. That's not a big issue. But let's see how it goes here. It's still not quite comfortable for me to just short this way. In fact, over here, there was a sharp pattern. Seems like it's moving towards the second target. Let's say it reverse and hit this level. It can be a great trading opportunity, all right, as a counter trend trade. So alert have been set. Wait for it to happen, then I'll reassess the situation. To the next pair, Aussie CAD on the daily chart, retesting the previous high over here. Okay, so great opportunity to consider if there's a shorting opportunity. Double check if there's a harmonic pattern setting up over here. To the 4-hour chart, quite a smooth extension. Traders who want a more confirmation for downwards movement, you have to wait for the break and close below 80 or 88.46. That's about 130 pips away. Traders who are into reward is to risk can check your rules. If you have a 3-bar reversal is good enough for you to short on resistance, well, you may do that. I might even be interested in this. Alright, the only thing is the downward arrow is not shown yet. It's quite a pity. To the 1-hour chart, okay, these are the previous high. Can trade as per support resistance if that you are allowed to do so. Okay, so over here, instead of any other patterns, if you know the rules, the only pattern that can form up over here is a crab pattern. Okay, so if you manage to draw anything else, that means you do not have all the rules right. So look for someone that able to coach you, can drop us a message. Alright, to the 4-hour chart, there is a sideways consolidation that happens, break and close above the high. And to the 1 hour, pretty much this is what we see. A retest of the high and stuff like that. It's not my top priority to enter. So one of the filter that I do also for me to trade is to ask myself, if I'm only able to trade one trade a year, will this trade be that trade? If the answer is no, then I won't trade it. To the next pair, dollar CAD. On the daily chart, this is what we have. Very strong upward movement, a retracement, back into the consolidation area. 4-hour chart, this is what we have. Bearish, seems like a crab is forming up. Bearish crab, of course. To the 1 hour, look pretty bearish, yeah, because of Canada movement. Okay, so let me just share with you my analysis. A buy zone is still quite far from now. So 4-hour chart, let's see if we have anything that is interesting. So guys, if you want to know more about oil, and if you find that if oil analysis can be a help, do help me to share the link on top so that more people can benefit from it. I have accidentally cleared that link, so I can't share it with you right now. Alright, so share it. More people can benefit from it. Oh, well, Ethan, your question on the live trade is pretty interesting. Why do you need that? Are you looking to just follow me, follow my trade, and see where I enter the trade? Is that the reason? Waiting for a reply. But while waiting for a reply, there is a butterfly pattern. Very nice pattern at this level. Definitely a good spot to look into for a shorting opportunity, and sometimes I really love these higher time frame, especially 4 hours time frame trading, because it does give me time to react to it. Each candle confirmation take time, and I would rather take a trade that give me a good reward is to risk ratio than to take a trade that give me a 6:30 target movement and stuff like that. All right, so let me just set an alert. Okay, dollar cat H4 butterfly pattern. Let me see. Counter trend trade. Okay, so Ethan, if your question is more towards like, would you ever enter a live trade during analysis period and stuff like that, then my answer to that is yes. If there is a trade setup right now, I will engage. But if your question is towards like, will you live trade for us to see, I'm not a performer over here, so meaning to say that I'm not running a show to show you how trading is, or stuff like that, to impress you or to convince you or to show you what I can do, because I only trade for a good setup. And if you have been trading some time, you will know that daily 4 hour and 1 hour, the trade setup, it will happens when it happens. For me to squeeze a trade to show, I have to trade on the 5 minutes and 15 minutes time frame, which I don't trade due to a bad reward is to risk ratio with my stop loss filter that has been tested over and over again. I trust my filters a lot. Okay, so that's that. Or if your question is, since you're teaching, I just wonder, do you trade at all? Then the answer, yes, I trade for a living. I do trade for a living for 16 years. Okay, so on the 1 hour chart, bullish. I hope that answered your question. On the 1 hour chart, a bullish back pattern, looking for a buying opportunity at 1.4059. Looking good on this. So of course, let us just double check again. 4059, where will it bring to the 4 hour chart? Slow loading. 4059, still good. So if the market came down to this level on the 1 hour, I can, okay, this is a bit advanced. If you don't get it, is okay, just pretend you never hear this. All right, so on the 1 hour chart, I am trend trading. I'm trading with the trend. Okay, so I can buy here, and I can have my future target extend upwards. Okay, but by doing that, I have to have the mental preparation that I might miss the second target profits, because a butterfly pattern will only be a butterfly pattern after it touch here. Drawing this doesn't say that it will confirm reach this level, but there's an opportunity it will reach this level. And even if it reach this level, it doesn't mean that it will definitely reverse, but a high potential of reverse, because if you look left, there is a previous high over here and a strong support level. What concerns me in this entire trade setup is because of this movement over here. If there isn't a consolidation that looks something like this, I will be even much more confident to short from here. Based off the overall time frame of the dollar cat, it is a bullish setup, so it does allow me to do a trade extension on this. Okay, so as I have a lot of lack of sleep recently due to producing online content, online course, and trading and sharing my trades, so many things to do, right? Okay, so I better remind myself. This is my quote. Okay, so to the 2 more pairs, then we go into oil. Share this live session with your friends, so they will be in time to look at, might be one of the great opportunity. Okay, Cat Yen on oil, of course, I was referring to oil. Okay, Cat Yen on the daily chart. Let us just wait for this thing to load. You can see there's a very strong bearish movement. Canada is really low. The resistance is highly tested. Yeah, tested a couple of times. But at the same time, we have a series of higher low being created. Although it is not very nice in terms of it never stop at this level and stop going down, but we still have a higher low. It is still higher than this level, 74.98 compared to this, correct? So I'll say that if even you are looking to short, really position yourself properly and be ready to get stunk up. All right. Likewise, if you are looking to buy on this pair, because that one of the reasons we really have to take note. I'll be saying that buying could be much more safer than selling. Okay, but of course, it really depends on target profit and stop loss level. 1 hour chart, this is what we have. Pretty much nothing much. Okay. Can wait for a retest of the previous low and see how it goes. To the 1 hour chart. Okay, this is what we have. If you want further confirmation for buying, what you can do is wait for a break and close above this high over here, 76.32, a retracement and break and close above the latest high. A lot of work, right? So that's what happened if you want a more confirmed trade setup that have a higher tendency of giving you profits than losses. Let me share with you my analysis. Daily chart, well, you can draw a trend line over here. Don't know what happened to my trend line. I'll just leave it as it is. Okay. The 4 hour chart. Okay, so 4 hour chart, there is a crab pattern that form up at this level, 72.56. Okay, if you zoom out, you won't see anything. Agree? So by having this kind of market movement, okay, I will not engage the buying trade straight away. Yeah, I will not engage the buying trade straight away. I will need to wait for something like a double bottom over here. So at least the first test of the low and it retests, it creates something like a immediate support. Okay, so that's just me. Okay, so although a great setup with a great reward is the risk ratio, but it is on a no man's land. Okay, so that's my analysis on CAD Yen. If you want, in short, you can wait for a confirmation to enter based on structure. Harmonic pattern will take some time for this trade setup. To the last pair of currency, then we go to oil. All right. Daily chart, this is very interesting. So if you are a seasoned trader, you start to see some form of trends. You can start to set a simple route and to trade it. In fact, I earn a couple of hundreds of pips by just doing this trade. I draw a parallel channel and I just buy it and it went up. Yeah, pretty nice. Okay, over here. So when you see choppy market like this and you verify your live account is the same, you can start to develop some trade rules, and only if you are experienced in trading. If not, don't do that, because you might not be as familiar of the filters, the rules, the candlesticks formation and stuff like that. And it will not just work if you know how it look like. You have to understand the movement and stuff like that. Okay, so on the 1 hour chart, this is what we have. A pretty boring pair right now. Doesn't have a very straight movement, but if you're looking at structure, there is opportunity in this pair. This is a very risky pair, very high volatile pair, so if you're new, likewise, stay away from this. I call this a juggernaut. If you find that pound yen move a lot, then pound Australia move even more. Okay, so bearish crab pattern, this pattern, to your surprise, it still stand, but for me to re-engage this, I have to see it break and close below 91.70. Okay, 1.9170, break below and close below it, have a great retracement, then I'll engage the trade. I'm very strict when I come to trade pound, Aussie and oil, because these are high volatility products. Okay, on the 4 hour chart, this is the demand zone I'm looking for a buying opportunity. As you can see, the bearish trend continue, but having this long wick over here, it act like a wall, it act like an extended support level. So what I can do is that I can extend this level to here, As long as it never break and close below this low, it's fine. And if any confirmation towards the upside, I'll have to wait for retest to enter the trade. On the 1 hour chart, it might be, well, easier for you to see. Okay, you can wait for a 1 hour, based on 1 hour chart, a double bottom. Okay, so over here, my trade plan is simple. Buy in the blue, sell in the yellow. All right. So more keen towards selling, as you can see. Okay, so what I can do over here is that I can extend this line. If I want to use whatever I want to use in terms of the function, I have to extend it. Okay. Make sure it is horizontal. Okay. And I can set an alert. Pound Australia, H1, sell zone, trend, continuation trading. If not, I'm not interested. Okay, good. To the next pair, the highlight, trending topic of this month, this week, today, yesterday. All right, so oil, WTI. Do note that price fade is can be a bit different from what you see. My live account showing the lowest is below $8.80. Right now it's showing $12.03, and over here is $11.86. The lowest I have on my live chart on US oil is $77.93. Okay, so if it go to $8, is a higher chance that I'll buy. Yeah, so for that I have to set on my live account. Makes sense, right? Okay, so of course there are some other levels, like I'm talking about my live account at $10.84, which is my live account, about $1.20 away. There is a good support level. Okay, so I'm waiting for a buying opportunity, of course. I was joking, if it dropped to 4, I'll close one eye and just buy it. Let's see how it goes. Remember, the volatility of this product is more towards the night. So it's a night pair. You can call it werewolf pair. You have to wake up in the middle of the night. The most high volatile period is about 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. That's what happened last night during the big drop. On your 1 hour chart, let's see. Okay, so minimum, we don't look at the price because the pricing for oil in different platform is quite different, because it's a contracting, it's a contract product. So I'm waiting for a formation that looks something like this, a minimum, a double bottom, and that's the best I can get because there wasn't a previous price that is this low. This is historical low. Even you go to the monthly time frame, you won't see any support at this level. There isn't at all. Nope, don't have. Okay, so this is the thing that's interesting. So you might just want to segregate your account, meaning you say that if you want to trade oil, make sure that your broker have a stop limit, meaning you say that you won't lose everything and you have to pay negative if this thing continues to slide downwards. And my approach for this is trade in small position. If you want to do an all-in this trade, meaning you say that you just open an account, just want to trade oil, you can, but trade in small size because brokers, there's this thing known as the stop out, correct? So if your margin is not enough, they will go in and close your order. So if you enter a small position, if the stop out happen, then it will close off chunk by chunk. It will close off bit by bit and not the whole chunk at one time. So it's a big difference. It does affect your profit and risk. So it really depends on your trade plan and stuff like that. Right now I would say it's too early to enter in both way. The first early I'm referring to is the price was not at the level, at least for my live account, it's not at the level that I'm looking at, not even close. the earliest price I will be interested to buy based off my live feed will be at about $10.71. The second price I'm looking at will be definitely $8. And of course, if it's slide to another $4 drop, another drop by the half of the movement, then yeah, I'll just enter over there. But I'll have different level of target taking. Definitely, I'm not expecting it to rise up to 50, but at least at a $20 range, I would say. Okay, so pretty much that's all I have for you guys today, man. So if you love and you're watching this on our Facebook on the replay, do note that every Wednesday at about 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. sometimes we have tech issue, that'll be 2:15, but do come early. We'll be going live. So if you can join us on the TradingView, that'd be great because there'll be Q&A, there'll be interaction and stuff like that. If you can't, follow us on our website. The recorded version will be posted to you. As we are doing a streaming and a recording at the same time, sometimes the recording function will have some issues. 2 weeks ago, we faced the challenge of the volume just turned all the way to the softest. We start off with a normal voice, then the recorded version just slide all the way to the lowest volume ever. So of course on my end, I do editing, I push it up, but it's still very, very soft. Okay, so these are things that we can't control, and sometimes the recording after I render it has an error, then we just can't produce it. Okay, so it's always good to check us, go live with us and stuff like that. We might just have some changes soon. We might be using Vimeo and whatsoever. Our courses are ready and stuff like that. So if you're watching a playback, you should be able to see a QR code over here. Scan it. I will be sharing my entry stops and target with my subscriber. A lot of them that are very, very happy this month, looking at their profits and stuff like that. And right now, we do also put in a software to help you in identifying entry stops and targets. Trading setup, it really depends how advanced are you in trading. If not, the video recording has already been done. You can watch it, and that's accessible to our subscriber only. For those who are looking to learn and say that, hey, I want to do my own analysis, I don't want to rely on anyone, I want to know the skills, I want to have a good community to support me, well, you can check it out. Our LMS is up, but in order to access to it, you have to complete your registration. Okay, you have to complete your registration on the QR code over here. Alright, friends in TradingView, I have already sent you the URL, the direct URL, and yeah, so the training that we do, we used to charge 1598 for 1 day lesson. Okay, and now because of this COVID-19, we are trying to help as many people as we can. So we basically didn't charge any fee, we just extend to our subscriber. So if you're in for this, then really get into it, be committed. Trading is a career, it's not a side income. So that's all I have for you today, guys. I'm wishing you all the best, stay healthy, and stay financially independent. That's all I have for you today. Till then, remember always plan your trade and trade your plan, and looking forward to see you soon. See you guys.